What about those who believe it's hard to create their experience? Well, hello, my friends, and welcome back to another video here in the fabulous John of New Studios, which looks a little bit like this. Yes, I changed my overcam to a different side and added color so you guys could see what it looked like. Now I'm back over here on the main cam and drinking my mug of water. I wanted to hop on and respond to a comment that I got a while back, 4 days ago. John of New, it's nice that you can just think of something you want and believe you will get it. But not everyone is like you. For people who find it hard to believe they can easily get what they want just by believing, what would your advice be? How does one develop a belief like yours? Well, I humbly disagree with you. Everyone is like me. I am no better, no worse, no higher, no lower. We are all equal. The difference is that I'm conscious about what I'm creating. You actually, in your very statement here, you say, not everyone is like you. That is a belief. You believe that not everyone is like me, right? And that is the belief you've chosen, and that is the justification as to why you can't. For people who find it hard to believe they can easily get what they want just by believing, what would your advice be? I would start looking at what you're actually believing, because what you're saying is that it's hard to believe. That's you're absolutely 100% creating the circumstances of it being hard to believe. You are choosing that creation. You got to realize whatever you believe about your present moment is exactly what you're creating into your experience. And when you believe it's hard to believe, that's the belief you have to address. That's the belief that you have to say, okay, I am changing that belief. Now, how do you change your belief? Well, the subconscious mind is just a collection of present moment memories. And all you have to do is whenever you catch yourself saying statements like that, you have to start altering the statement. So it's hard to believe. No, I am easily receiving the answer. I'm easily receiving. Now, if I was going to say to somebody, how do I develop belief that I can create something big into my life? I'd say stop creating something big. Start with the smallest thing you can find. Start with the smallest thing you can find. Something that has no monetary value, something that if you found it in your life, you would know that was a manifestation, right? Thank you, God, for the red cardinal feather I found today. You start manifesting something that has no monetary value, that has no limitations that it could come into your experience. And then you build up from there. You start changing the experience. You start saying, okay, another word for faith is trust. Trust is developed by results over time. Now, you see me talking about it and sharing my experiences. And I've been doing this for 20 years. My regression was in 1999. So I've been doing this for a couple of decades. So for me, of course, it's easier. I've gone through the work of changing my present moment beliefs. And the way you do that is to realize the past is done. And when those thoughts pop into your head that life is hard, life is a struggle, and struggle equals growth and all that stuff, when you realize that those are just limitations and justifications as to why things aren't going the way you want them to go, then you start to go, oh, no, I don't struggle. I am joyfully receiving. You got to realize that you don't travel through time. Time travels through you. And in time traveling through you, that means it's coming to you depending on what you believe about the now. Whatever you ask in God's name is granted if you have faith. God's name, according to Moses, was I am. Not I will be, not I was. I am. And you saying I am having a hard time believing, God is lovingly giving you that creation. You already are creating exactly what you believe. It's just a matter of being conscious about what you're believing. It's not hard to believe. You believe something every moment of your day. You believe something every moment that you are living your life. Every opportunity you have to think is a moment of belief. I think it's hard. That gives you that expression. I think it's joyful. I think it's loving. I am so happy to be surrounded by people I love who love me in return. I am joyfully expressing into my life a life of profound purpose. That's bringing that time to you so it could express around you. In the beginning of the book of John, in the beginning is the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Your words, thoughts, and actions go out to the source, and the source reflects that in the image around you. But if you are not taking the time to actually listen to what you're saying about your present moment, then you'll never change it. And you'll have a hard time and you'll struggle because now you're living in reaction to the past belief that it's hard. Release those beliefs that it's hard. Choose the belief that it's easy and that things are joyfully coming into your life. And when you do that, your life will alter. But until you choose to take control of what you're believing about your present moment, you're going to continue to struggle, and you're going to look at others and say, you're different from me. Nope, I'm not different from you in any way, shape, or form. I'm just somebody else. And I'm somebody else who's come to the place of realizing that I get to create my experience. People often ask me about, putting Jeshua up on a pedestal. That he's deified. And I always use the analogy, it's just like two people leaving on a trip for the same destination. If one person leaves 2 hours before the other person, that person is not better than them. They're not different from them. They're just on a different part of the path. And that person who's on a different part of the path, if they're a remotely decent person, is going to say, hey, look what I discovered on the way coming down this path, right? But to justify that someone is different because they have different experiences, it's only a justification as why you're not creating. And as long as you're justifying, you're declaring your lack and ability. And as long as you declare your lack and ability in your present moment, you will lack and have no ability in the present moment. So that's really what it comes down to. It becomes a matter of you starting to listen to what you're saying about your present moment and deciding, I'm not doing that anymore. Putting a period at the end of that chapter, moving on. And when you literally start to say, I am creating something beautiful and loving into my life, I am joyfully receiving, you will start to realize that you are the creator of your experience and that you're already creating. You're just creating difficult things right now. So a matter of changing the choice. And that's my thought on this. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See you.